For the Love of Money may not be considered top tier crime drama or even top tier when it comes to potentially being seen as a hood movie, but it is definitely the kind of film which seeks to entertain you with both a storyline and many recognizable actors who put on a performance that remind you that they still got it. For the Love of Money focuses on Gigi, who's a single mother with two jobs. Her first job is selling gym memberships, and the more prominent one in the film is working at the Symphony Champagne Bar where she's a waitress. Unfortunately, these two jobs do not pay her bills, which include paying for the house that she lives in or for her daughter Ashley's private school tuition. And while Ashley does have her father in the picture, and he's also Gigi's ex-husband, and because of the reason why they're divorced, he is very petty. And I'm talking the kind of petty where he will sacrifice Ashley's education for a means to show that Gigi's an unfit mother in some way. So, with Ashley's father refusing to help pass whatever child support he's supposed to pay, Gigi's mother Dahlia not able to really kick out anything, this forces Gigi to get involved with her co-workers at the bar, Bobby and Brian, even though they're both creeps who would harass her on a regular basis. But while they're creeps, they do have a business with a gentleman named Trey, who's not really a gentleman, so I don't know why I said that, so, which has them dealing with money laundering. Now, before Gigi gets involved, Bobby's handling it for the most part and Brian's helping, but it's clear that Bobby's an idiot who shouldn't be touching money in this capacity, especially at the number of $2 million. So Gigi gets involved, hooks him up with a gentleman named Pastor G, who actually is a gentleman in our mind, and he helps them launder that money. Now, at first, things are going well. Yeah, things are going well. Brian, he's kind of iffy about it because this seems a bit more than he was expecting, so he wasn't ready for this kind of expansion, but Bobby's happy. And Trey, though he has questions, his money's getting moved, he's looking at his bank account and he's looking good, so he's okay at first. That is until Trey finds out that Gigi's ex is the feds, and this starts to complicate things for Gigi in her life. For now, she has Greg threatening to get full custody of Ashley because of Gigi's association with Trey. Trey is pushing Bobby to get more involved because he doesn't trust Gigi anymore. And on top of that, Trey wants to learn more about what Pastor G is doing at the church to money his laundry because he don't know him either. Because of these men in Gigi's life and the complications they bring to her new income stream, she is forced to handle the situation, and with some she does it with a light touch, but others it shows that she has to remind them that she is her father's daughter. In terms of highlight, the top one, which was kind of a surprise to me coming into this movie, is that you really get invested in the Gigi, Greg, and Ashley drama. Mainly because we're kind of, as a society, going to that point where things are very integrated and you see people who are exes trying to co-parent better. But that's not the case here. Greg loves his daughter, but at the same time, I don't want to say he hates Gigi. He's not like outright trying to be malicious, but you can definitely see that he still has hurt feelings over why they ended up divorced, and he doesn't know how to let that go. So seeing Ashley try to navigate the fact that her parents can't have a healthy relationship, so they make it complicated for her to have a relationship with them, it definitely brings a side to this film that you probably wasn't expecting going in, especially because they give the actress who plays Ashley enough room for you to emphasize? They give you enough room to have empathy for her and her situation. Another thing that was a highlight for us is the fact that when it comes to Cat Williams, Lisa Ray, and the other people involved, for a lot of them, you can definitely see, especially if you know them before you saw this film, that it's not about talent when it comes to us not seeing them as much as we used to in the 2000s or the 90s. It's pretty much about opportunity. focusing just on Cat Williams, you can see even with him being kind of reined back from Money Mike and all those personas that we know him for, there's still that comedic appeal there. Even though he's being very serious and is definitely giving you the vibes that, like with Ashley and how that story can kind of be its own separate movie, you could also see when it comes to Cat Williams' character, the way that he's written, you can see a whole film just focused on how he got to where he is. And while I won't say that is the same for Lisa Ray, you can again see that when it comes to almost everyone involved, they bring something to this film which makes it show that if they was given more opportunities to be the person that you know they can be, it's they would excel just as they did before. It's just for whatever reason, be it their agents, casting people, whatever, they don't get the opportunities they deserve. But perhaps one of the best things about this film is that you don't get bored. Between the aforementioned drama and Ashley's family, what we get from Cat Williams as Pastor G and how he interacts with Trey, Gigi, and others, there's more than enough drama that's not too over the top that keeps you interested. And I would even say you get invested in the characters enough where you can easily see them kind of have their own thing and break off from the crime story, and that the crime story is just kind of like a little bit extra to keep things flowing. Like, you know how when it comes to action movies, usually it's like a bunch of dialogue, and then you have the parts that actually make the film worth seeing, whether it's a car chase, guns blast, and stuff like that. I feel like it's kind of flipped here, where you enjoy the personal relationships and all the drama in that, and then when it comes to what Trey brings with the crime element, Pastor G showing that he has a little gangster side to him, and then what Gigi has to do in order to handle all these men in her life, that's just when things kick up a notch to just make sure that things stay entertaining and that it's just not all reliant on the personal drama, but it shows that when it comes to Greg screwing over Gigi, Trey acting as he does, Bobby acting as he does, or even Pastor G feeling like his operations being messed with, there's consequences to this. That we can keep things cool, calm, and collected, friends, business partners, and all that, but once you step over that line, there are consequences for your actions. Unfortunately, when it comes to For the Love of Money, as much as we have quite a few highlights, we also have to note that this is not pushing the boundaries of either hood movies or when it comes to crime dramas. And it's definitely not something that's a classic. It's a good movie. It keeps you entertained, but a lot of it may feel kind of generic in the form of us never going to the point where the film could really say, when it comes to the drama side, that it really touches upon Ashley and her feelings, or else Greg and his feelings, or even with Gigi and her feelings. Enough is done when it comes to each character for you to understand their motivation and how they feel, but never to the point where you can really say they're allowed to give a full, three-dimensional performance. When it comes to this story, everything is, I wouldn't say it's handled like in a checklist, but it's definitely handled in such a way where they want to give you quality in the form of sustenance and not quality in terms of like the flavor that would have you watching this movie over and over again, if that makes sense. But overall, we definitely think it's worth seeing if this is your kind of movie. If you really dig into this niche of kind of like crime dramas with a hood movie flavor to it, even though this film mostly takes place in suburbia, this is definitely for you. Now, is it going to be something you're going to watch again and want to watch when it hits Netflix, Amazon Prime, or whatever? Probably not. It's a one-time type of movie. But if you need your fix for this type of movie, For the Love of Money got you.